Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop, and that over there, well, this beside me is my Nissan 300ZX convertible that I autocross and weekend drive and fun drive. But that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is going to start a series that'll be intermixing with other stuff that I am working on for my wife's car that I bought for her, or for us, as the case may be, as a cruiser, which is a 1992 Dodge Stealth RT. For those who have seen it in the reveal video, it is just a simple 3-liter dual overhead cam car with an automatic. Not all-wheel drive, not twin-turboed. Which, to be fair, for my wife is perfect, and I love 90s cars, and they're so cool, I really enjoy them. But this car came with a lot of little issues. Namely, leaking fuel tank, not wanting to run, and just overall bad wiring from everything. Previous owners for the last, 30-some plus years have caused issues. So I need to rip that stuff out and start diagnosing so I can get this thing done before this winter to get it into storage and out of my actual garage for wintertime, because I live in Iowa. And it's snowy, and my wife wants to park a car in here, not have a 90s Japanese car. Well, technically a Chrysler car, or Dodge, but it's really just a Mitsubishi. So let's take a look at the car real fast. As you can see, I have already threw some jack stands on it, got it up in the air. To start doing it. I've removed the battery just because I want power going on when I start removing things. But I want to point out things that I've noticed that is really bothersome. Some of this wiring looks like someone's replaced the ends. I'll probably redo them, maybe not. Here's that was positive, this is negative, and it's all bodgy. There's the stereo stuff, which once again is bodgy. The other things I've noticed here is I don't know, I've been looking for it, I don't know what these connectors go to. Like, this is concerning to me. I mean, do they connect to each other? That is weird. That's a full of crud. I don't get it. And then there's a couple over here that are the same way. So, any help? I'll have to start looking online, see what this stuff is. Seeing it's part of the reason why this thing doesn't want to run. Motor turns over. Didn't know massive bang or clanks. I bought this non-running, but it didn't have any noises in the engine. It turned over just fine on it. Let's see here. What else do I need to grab? Hang on a second. Let me take you around the car a little bit, which you've already seen before in previous videos. But I wanted to grab my flashlight so I can show you some of the other stuff, a little highlighted a little better in the engine bay. Let's see here. The other than the fact he's got a massive power steering leak, I'll show that on the other side. You can see, hopefully you can see it underneath there. Hopefully this video is showing it well. That guy right there, looks like that motor mount's ripped, which is, I'll go upside down for you guys. As you can see, that's ripped and looked at. This motor mount, the upper one here, looks just fine. The front looks fine, but I may replace all three of them just to be on the safe side. And I haven't found the trans mount yet to see what its condition is. That intake, I despise. I will go back to a factory box or something that's much more higher quality for an air intake. That looks very bodgy to me. The underside, let me show you a little bit. As you can see, look, oil and power steering stuff and missing an air cooler because someone ran too big of tires, I'm assuming. So I'm going to need a fender liner for sure. What else is going on down here? Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm moving around quite a bit. The other issues down here, if you guys can see this halfway decently, get you down here, get you set up, is I've got, looks like motor oil. I've got a lot of dripping. This was clean beforehand. As you can see, I'm going to change a different light. So, frame's all wet, or all oily, from a leak up on top. Hopefully you guys can see that. The exhaust is shot, so it's going to need a new one of those. Looks like it's the mid-pipe. I don't know if this is a federal car or not. I'll have to find out. 3SX sells them. That's going to be on the list to do once it starts running. Getting things taken care of. So yeah, that's the front side right now, and you're not seeing it. Oh yeah, you can. All right, you see those wires right over there? That guy right here, that bodgy stuff, that is Underglow, which I'm going to be removing right away. Let's see if you can see the Underglow here. Actually, let me pull this off so you guys can see. Sorry, this is a very full one shot. Maybe I'll edit that, hopefully. You get underneath here. Let me rotate around for myself. Take a look. There's the Underglow. Oh yeah, someone doesn't know how to jack and they just destroy these pinch welds. As you can see, I actually have the right couplers to hold it so it does. I don't know if I can get a big vice grips and start bending that stuff back. This side is the egregious offender, mainly. But these tubes for this Underglow is coming off. This car was very done in the early 2000s, I'm guessing, from one of the previous owners. I did not pull a Carfax. I might do that at some point. So this video is going to be me necessarily speed running getting this Underglow, because there's this one here, there's one in the back, and there's one on the other side. Front one looks pretty much, it's gone. As you can see, for that exhaust, someone has screwed with it really bad. I mean, that whole freaking pipe there is shot. Everything past it is, to be honest with you, not bad. I think someone did replace it. They didn't want to screw with the catalytic converter, which I understand, but that flex pipe and stuff, that's got to get fixed. What else I get going on down underneath here? That seems to be about it. I don't know why those panels are bound up, if you can see them over there. What else we got going on of this car? Interior wise, all that wiring's got to come out. I'm going to do more of a, I won't say factory style, but more tastefully done, nothing crazy. Fuel tank's got to come out. Let's try the underside here. Hopefully you guys can see this. I get my other lights. This guy here, this tube's busted. This tank is leaking severely, so that's going to be start of this video. I mean, or it'll be the next video of me getting the fuel tank out, which I've watched other videos on how to do. Seems pretty straightforward compared to other vehicles I've had to deal with it on, which hasn't been many. But you can also tell, like, under the underside, the inspection, that this thing is all of the 30-year-old suspension being done. And I'll get a really big light showing on it here real fast. As you can see, someone sprayed the calipers on the car. Overspray, just on everything. I mean, both. They wanted red calipers, so they made them. I mean, it's a way of doing it, but just take it off and do it right, guys. I mean, this isn't a show car, but that just looks bodgy. So yeah, we're gonna remove a bunch of stuff here today on that. Probably time lapse, because it's just gonna be hitting me with wire snips, doing stuff. Oh, let's get your around. As you can see, I'm sitting on the ground. It's gonna be me just doing wire snips to get the Underglow control out. Get it at least from the underbody of the car, get the wiring out of the way, because I don't need any of this stuff hanging me up while I'm trying to do the fuel pump and the fuel tank, which I do not have a repair yet for. I want to see what's going on. I know the tank's leaking. I just want to get out of the car before I order one up, which unfortunately, after doing some research, is really expensive for this car. Well, relatively, depending what you're doing. I mean, anywhere from $500 to $1,000, depending what's going on. And $500 gets you a used one that does not look good. There's a guy on the internet that I found, looks like he refurbishes them. I may buy that, or I might buy the redone. Now, the only thing I do want to know about, and maybe the internet can help me out here, for you guys, my viewers, which I know are a lot of 300ZX guys, and maybe Dodge Durango or PT Cruiser, or whatever the junk I've worked on. The fuel tanks, there's two different fuel tanks you can buy, I've seen. And I'm thinking the only difference is in the hanger for the twin turbo, because the twin turbo, because you buy them as a package for the hanger and that's has the fuel pump and all that together. The twin turbo one is cheaper at like $700, I think, and the more expensive one is at $1,000 for the NA. Which God knows why the more expensive would be that for the twin turbo or for the NA. The only difference to me should be the hanger. So if the hanger is good in this, I may buy a twin turbo one and have a hanger that will be for a twin turbo car, but I don't need it. But I would want to use the tank with my NA hanger. That being said, it's probably wishful thinking. The hanger, if the tank's leaking, the hanger's probably pretty rotted. And like I said, it was intermittent, trying to run, not doing fuel. So we need to get all of it out of the way and get it in. So, all right, that's enough of me chit-chatting. It's 10 minutes of me in my garage talking about a car that I've been promising for a while now to show videos on, to get working on. I'm finally getting time to go do that. So, that being said, we're going to start doing this. It's going to be a time-lapse of me pulling all the wiring out and dealing with it. So you'll just see me moving around. Hopefully the lighting is good for you guys. It's just removing Underglow, which, to be fair, I'm not against Underglow. I just don't know how it's installed. I have electrical issues. I need to get it resolved. So this stuff needs to come out, and maybe I'll get a different one later on in this car's stuff, just so we can go to cruises and stuff. Like I said, this is a cruiser car. Red car with its suspensions getting... It's fun on the street. It's not where it's terrible. Some people would say it is. I am still like, that's not too bad. This car here is going to be more of the cruiser, where it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice suspension where you can go to car shows, power park, as my brother would say, and do like a good guy show, because this thing is over 30 years old and no one drives this stuff. You don't see them around, at least here in Iowa. So, all right, we'll time warp you guys. So 3, 2, 1. Woo, woo, woo. Boom, off time warp, guys. Hopefully the stuff under the body side you can see really well. I want to show you guys this because this is just freaking rat's nest. Oh my god. And I'm not even done yet. I may just time lapse or cut this out for you guys because this is so much junk and wiring. No wonder this car, I mean, it was so packed in here I couldn't even get to the fuse panel, which is just silly. So I'm gonna probably I don't know, I might record it, I'm not sure yet, but this is just bonkers. I mean, I know guys, I don't know, I'm just frustrated because I just hate dealing with other people's, I won't say F-ups. It's just their choices on how to do things and not thinking about the future. Yeah, I saw you had all the cable. Shorten the cables. Shorten the lines. Don't punch them up underneath. Yeah, sure, you couldn't see it underneath that. But for serviceability, that is terrible. And like I said, I don't think any of this is maybe causing an issue for the start, but I need it out because I need wiring that I know is good that I can deal with. So this will probably be more time warp here, fixing this junk, getting this stuff out. So let's get back at it here. So 3, 2, 1, time warp. Woo, woo, woo. some off-time warp, everybody. I didn't record everything, mainly the power line coming off, which was a grounded 10mm they had. They had used a bolt on, and then they used a vampire tap on the other one. It took me a little bit to figure out what was going on there. I didn't see it, somebody fighting with it. And then you saw me removing this panel, the dead pedal, and this to get to the carpet enough to get these wires out. And instead of just pulling them through, I just snipped them. I'm not using this stuff, so those are free. I still have 3 more to go on that side. One was another dead wire, just like this one over here. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see here. Let me show you. Those I snipped. These I have done my own on. And here are the 4 now dead ones I found, just snipped inside. They get snipped inside the cab. So I don't know what's going on there. I did a little diagnostics to see what this junk was. Distribution block, another distribution block, brains of the situation. It looks like a light for something. And here's a vampire tap. Look at the wiring, guys. I mean, this wasn't going to work anyway because the fuse is already gone. But they went from dinky wire, hodgepodge to this wire, to this vampire tap, which, to be honest, isn't bad. They should just use a fusible link out of the, or add a circuit to the fuse box. And this guy was the ground. So those wires are out. I've almost got those. What's left is on the other side. I need to dig them out. Hopefully I get them out here in a little bit. And then this should be 100% removed at the moment. So I know this is turning into a very long video, but you know what? Dealing with other people's problems. So one other thing I did notice, and maybe someone can rectify me if I'm wrong, I have, looks like a light socket for a light down here that's missing. I don't know where it goes. I don't know if there's a panel missing here. I feel like there's a panel missing that should connect to there. Someone in the comments hit me up and let me know if I'm missing something, because I feel like I am. So, all right, back to time warp to the other stuff. Woo, woo, woo. Let's try that again. Off time warp, guys. As you can see, I didn't do anything or show you anything on that side, because simple fact is, it was just me pulling wires through the carpet, cutting them underneath the car, yanking them out. Biggest thing is I took off the sill on the passenger side, yanked out one of the cords there, and just pulled everything through. Looking at what's going on too, I'll probably remove the radio before I tackle the fuel tank, because all this was done for those. And then sorry about the fan noise too, it's really hot in here, guys. All of this wiring, all of this junk. I know someone probably paid a lot of money for this stuff back in the day, but it had been removed already partially by another previous owner, as there was no fuse in the fusible link they had, and 4 out of the 7 lines had already been cut. So yeah, I mean, someone had a good underglow job sort of done. What I mean sort of done, like installation was pretty decent. Like routing the lines was somewhat okay, but if you saw in the speed video, there was a time to brake lines. Nah, I mean, granted, I don't think the brake line, a metal brake line, went over a zip tie, but no thanks. Don't be doing that. I mean, do a standoff somewhere appropriate. The other thing is they use sheet metal screws to self-tap into the bottom of the floor. Unacceptable in my opinion. Find a better way. There is a molding you could have made a standoff on for metal and hasn't it, like they did in the rear. And then they did this weird wiring job for the power. I don't know. I've chased this stuff before in my 300ZX with bad wiring for radio. That didn't work. This was just, I wanted the underglow out of the way because I didn't know how the fuel relays and stuff work. And the wire was such a mess in the area. The radio is going to be the same way. There's so much additional wiring for the amp and stuff coming out of the battery box that needs to be addressed as well. That being said, there is one dead wire that I've snipped on top of the carpet and the bottom of the car. That's just going to stay there until I pull the carpet out. I wasn't going to completely remove it. That's on the passenger side. I just got fed up with it. I wasn't going to remove it. I snipped it in both ends. It's dead either way. Yeah. And the power this thing had was a ground. It was using a 10mm bolt. The other one was a vampire pinch. It was actually kind of nice, but just use an add a circuit to the fuse box. It makes installation and removal so much easier. And it gives its own separate fuse. It's not this weird link. I don't know if the guy didn't have them back then, which is all possible. This stuff could have been done in their 2000s and it wouldn't have had it. But yeah, I know the video is probably long. You don't realize how much speed, how much time I've taken off because I've just gotten frustrated trying to work underneath the dash, trying to snip everything and deal with it. This is me just talking it through. Yeah, so the next video, I will maybe be looking at getting the radio out to get rid of the additional wiring there out of the engine bay and in the cab before I go after the fuel tank. I know I'm constantly talking about it, but I got to get rid of issues that I know are there before I tackle something that doesn't. Now granted, I could power stuff up, but I don't know where that wiring is going for the amp. So I got to get that out of there. Yeah, I mean, I know the guy had it before me, but and I don't know how many guys they had it before him. I should really pull a Carfax and see how many previous owners there are. Because at any point, any of this stuff could have been done to this car. And it's one of those, like, I don't think the Underglow would have been a bad idea. I just think the installation could have been done better. That being said, someone spent a solid weekend or more putting it in, even to doing the way they did it. Yeah. I guess that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, hit me up below. I do have questions about some of the stuff because I just don't know what it is because this is a new platform to me, especially the wiring that's not connected in the engine bay, and I'm fairly sure the light bulb that is unplugged underneath the footwell on the driver's side. I don't get that. Yeah. So, alright, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next video. Bye.